Many say that by 2050, children will live in a world with no separation between virtual and physical life, where learning will be integrated in their daily lives and will happen in many places. Do you think this scenario will apply to today's developing countries?
Yeah, definitely. This will be the case for all countries in the world, and the pace is giving a tremendous opportunity for our children. And what we need to do is to make sure that we are involving them in the process now while making policies. This is why just last week I had a summit in Costa Rica, World Youth Summit. It was the first of its kind for ICTs, bringing 600 youth from all around the world to discuss issues that are important for them in the knowledge society that we're entering into. Issues of cybersecurity, which they are part and parcel of, and they are stakeholders too, and we want to make sure that we are giving them the opportunity to express their dreams and their wishes for this world. There are some other issues that the new knowledge society will address. It will give opportunity for job creation, for instance, which is an issue for Europe today, for the world, for the developing world. Youth unemployment is a key issue, and we need to take that into account in our policy making strategies so that we really give them the hope. Otherwise, the knowledge society will not have any meaning. But again, we need to involve them in that process, and I'm very much optimistic again for that.
Moving to another popular subject, smart cities in the future. What do you think are the most significant business opportunities for technology companies, large and small, in relation to smart cities? And where do you think that greater government support and incentives are needed?
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about smart cities, you are talking about interconnected cities that will have a very high impact, first of all, in making climate change issues, in solving the climate change problems, in having much more saving in energy, and more efficient way of managing our daily lives, transportation, food, everything you have in the cities that will be driven by information and communication technology, but it also will create jobs for job opportunities. So instead of people taking technology to look for jobs, they will use technology to create jobs themselves. And that's a new mentality that will be coming in. And I believe that our children and our children's children will be in that new life, and which is very optimistic. But what you have asked, what conditions need to be put in place? The first thing that will come to mind immediately is always regulation, but you have to be careful with it, because we have to have light touch regulation. And we at ITU are strongly advocating the light touch regulation, because too much regulation will kill regulation itself. It's like too much tax kills tax. Too much regulation will slow down the business, and that's very important. We need to have, again, that right balance between regulation and policy and its implementation, so that to minimize the negative consequences of it. But if it's smartly used, it can be a catalyst, it can be a driver, and that's what we need to aim at. You see, I'm well placed to talk about that because the telecommunication sector has been well regulated. It's been lightly regulated, but there is a regulation. So, however, we all know that the financial crisis in the world was due to total lack of regulation in the financial sector. Now we do not to go to the extreme, where too much regulation will again be another type of crisis. Therefore, finding the right balance is key, and our telecommunication regulatory authorities worldwide have been very smart in having the right thing, and especially using ITU as a platform to exchange best practices through various forums, such as the Global Symposium of Regulators, where they exchange information on best practices, on mistakes made, so that it will be a pity if in this information society, if you have to make a mistake that was made anywhere in the world for lack of information, or reinvent something that was invented already long time ago by somebody else somewhere for lack of information again in this information society. So we have to make use of that very society that we are in to make it better. And I believe that that's something that will be key driver. So again, regulation, but light touch regulation will be key to moving things fast.